Hey everyone, quick disclaimer on this episode. The audio quality is, let's call it vintage. Um, let's pretend it's an artistic choice rather than me fighting with my mic. I promise your ears will adjust and I'll have it sorted by the next episode. Now, let's get into it. Bad audio and all.
Hey listeners, this is Benae, and you're tuned in to the Fyre Wimmen podcast, where we explore the depths of everyday women's lives by my fire pit. It's Q&A, it's stream of consciousness, it's tough topics, it's inane, it's controversial, it's real. It's Fyre Wimmen. And now tonight, we're actually by the Chimenea, so we might want to just say Chimenea women. I don't know. But
I think
anyway,
Fyre Wimmen. It's still fire.
It's still fire.
It's fire. Well, I'm sitting here on our back porch with a semi-large fire in our chimenea with my wife, Anna.
Hello.
And our special guest and my dear friend of many years, Erin Stenzel. Welcome, Erin.
Hello.
And a few dogs, various dogs here and there, and some cars driving by on the highway. So anyway, welcome and thanks for doing this with me. It's a new experience for me, but it's kind of one of those things that I secretly always wanted to do. And was like, oh, should I? There's only 1 million podcasts out there, but, you know, we have good conversations by our fire pit. And you've been there plenty of times.
I broke the dog.
That was the dog. He agrees.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we, like I said, this is stream of consciousness. We're not really having topics in this podcast. It's just, hey, let's talk. So, first of all, how have you been? And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Or should we say moderate New Year?
Moderate.
I'm considering it a Happy New Year until the 20th.
Yeah.
You got 2 days, 48 hours.
I got 2 days to enjoy it.
Then the black armbands come out. I seriously considered hanging my flag not half-mast. That's too.
I was like, they're already half-mast.
Well, yeah, they're already half-mast. But when the election happened, I took my flag on my front porch and I flipped it upside down.
Okay,
and I took
you
it
shouldn't do that.
I know. My neighbors, I think, got kind of
offended
with me because like they weren't really kind of speaking to me. But maybe it was just one of those things. It was around the holidays and people are busy. But I'm seriously feeling like pulling my flag out again and flying it. Or maybe I'll just go half-mast in honor of Jimmy Carter.
I would say half-mast in honor of Jimmy Carter because being that I do have a lot of military in my family history, at least for me, I like to think that while the president is an important position, I guess I'm hopeful that kind of like what happened before, a whole bunch of people will step up and realize what's going on. And,
Well, Anna's former military.
Yes.
And I think she knows the ramifications of, flying your flag upside down and all that. But I think so many of us were just shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked and pissed. And there's still a lot of people who are pissed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
my black sisters are pissed still, and they're pissed at white women.
Yeah.
And you can see it all over the socials. It's. I don't blame them. And now here we have Carrie Underwood, the whitest of white women, but country singer, who's going to sing the national anthem. And there's always going to be the celebrity entertainers or the celebrity people that do the inauguration. I would rather Kelly Clarkson be my inauguration singer, but she did that for, when Obama was president. The good old days.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it too, like I was one of those people that went to DC for the march, like the first time we did this, and I will never forget getting on the plane to go to DC, and they had a woman pilot, a woman co-pilot, and everybody is there in their little pink outfits. And because I was procrastinating, I had not finished my kitty hat yet.
Kitty hat?
And
pussy hat.
So I was sitting there like on this flight knitting and
Frenetically,
I broke a
frantically.
needle, which was horrifying because I was like, I don't know what to
Sparks
do.
flying out of the.
Let's just say, you know me, sometimes when I get real stressed, like something's going to break.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it was a needle. And this other lady was like, what size needle do you need? And she just gave me a needle so I could continue making my hat. And,
awesome.
you know, that day and then the march itself, it just, I think, put a lot of things in perspective of, you know, there really are a lot of people that have similar beliefs. And there were a lot of people in those crowds too that were Republican as well. Like, and everybody got along. Everybody talked about topics that needed to be talked about. And, you know, it was just a very eye-opening experience to see so many women like on the same page. Because I do feel like right now a lot of women are on different pages, which is probably not a popular sentiment right now.
So
but
weird how we will go 2 steps forward, and this is opinion. Not everybody believes this, but I do. Mm-hmm. We go 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and I guess evolving as a society, recognizing that there are other people that, you know, can't do what they want to do or be who they want to be, and we've, you know, all marched for rights. We've all, you know, given money, volunteered, done all kinds of things for, you know, underserved communities, for women's rights. Just, I wouldn't even call it a movement, just for women's rights in general. And you know, I feel like that we have come so far, but it's just a forward and a little bit back, a little bit forward, a little bit back, and I don't know why we can't evolve to the point where people are enlightened enough to see, gosh, you know, treating that person that way for whoever they choose to be is not nice. It's just wrong, and I don't agree with it, but I support you and whoever you want to be, and I love you because you're my fellow human being. Yeah. And that's where I'm just like, are we ever going to get to that point? Like, are we ever going to get to that point and not have to have these conversations and not have to have marches?
Yeah, you know, I honestly, I do think it's a ways off. But, you know, we've talked about this before, and we've been friends long enough that, you know, you knew marketing, Erin, which was all makeup, hair, dresses, extravaganza, and you knew, like, post-COVID Erin, who just was all sourdough bread, and why am I wearing makeup? And, you know, I will forever be grateful to, I had a CEO at one of my previous companies, and she was amazing. She's probably the smartest person I've ever been lucky enough to work with. And there was one day I just was not feeling it, and we had a client meeting, and I was just like, there's no way. And so I was just like, okay, I'm going to put marketing Erin back on. It's going to be great. Hair and makeup, wearing a dress.
Marketing drag.
Yeah. We're on Zoom. And I get on the call, and she just, like, she's looking at me like head tilt, like, what is this? And then she's like, Erin, can you stay after the call? And I'm like, absolutely.
Were you like, oh shit?
Yeah, I was panicking. I'm like, and that was my last day there. But she just said, she's like, Erin, what is this? And I was like, well, I was feeling a little down today, but I'm marketing. She's like, I don't like this person. I didn't hire you to be that person. I hired you to be the person you are every day, that person that helps people when they need help. You stay late when you need to stay late. And this is not that person. That what you projected was not anywhere close to the Erin I know.
We know Zoom has a feature where you can put makeup on. Just click it, you know, like you can have blue
scared of that.
Blue eyeshadow and pink cheeks and bright red lipstick, and I did that a couple of times just to screw with people.
I was like, I've been a penguin before. I was a panda once.
Okay, well,
I want to use Zoom.
No, you don't. But it is better than Teams.
You would be fired immediately
that's
if
true.
you use Zoom and you use some of the features that they have. But yeah, I did that a few times, so you could have done that.
I would have had like eyeshadow on my cheek.
Yeah, if you move your lips are on your cheek over here. Yeah,
I have enough trouble with the cats helping with Zoom. Like,
yeah,
I don't need extra
animals
help.
on Zoom. Well, Like, did she think you had your Zoom thing on, or was she literally saying, "Look, this is not you. Your value is not about the mask that you're putting on yourself. Your value is about what you bring to the table."
Yeah, and it really is about bringing your authentic self. And I think that's something, like, when we're kind of going up through, I mean, we've talked about it before. I worked for the government, and you had to wear a skirt below a certain piece below the knee. You had to wear hose, and I was fixing servers, crawling around the ground in a dress and hose, which was probably not like the best outfit to be doing that in.
That's not that long ago.
It's not, and that's what I think. That's the thing, though, is like putting that in perspective. And I know, like, we keep going forward and then we go back, but I think if we keep investing in, like, the kids that are coming up and those STEM kids and getting them excited and understanding, like, their worth when they're little versus waiting until they're in high school or college or wherever to start getting them interested and excited about these topics.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's where you make the difference. And that's, like, not to segue back to the original, but, like, what I'm doing, like, I'm so excited because I got involved with, like, the Master Naturalist program, and the whole idea, but I get to teach people about, like, mushrooms and hawks and
what in the hell is Erin doing now? Holy God. But, you know, you've always been someone who has to educate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And just always highly interested in things, you know, and sometimes the most geekiest and randomest of things. Which
I have had some dizzies.
I'm like, right here. You know, fist bump, like, geeky things. Yes, absolutely. So how did you get into it?
So, by pure accident, to be perfectly honest. Like, so...
You accidentally left a loaf of bread in the pantry for a week, and you were like, I wonder where mold comes from.
I wish. I had not put that together yet. But, no, like, you know, I've been trying to figure out, like, what my next job is, what my next step is for a while now.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I decided to do in October was start seeing, like, what are some of the programs that, like, City of Austin and around me that exist. And one of the things that popped up, of all things, was spooky mushrooms. And I was like, I'm kind of excited about spooky mushrooms. There was a picture of, like, this one that it was, like, white, but when it reaches a certain point, it, like, develops these red droplets, so it looks like it's bleeding. And that was, like, the cover photo. Stupid. And I'm like, I'm in. And so I went to this spooky mushroom class, right? It was St. Ed's right near my house. And, like, this lady who was giving the presentation, Angel, was so awesome. And she was, like, going through all these different spooky mushrooms and can you eat this and can you not eat this? And then afterwards she's like, I have mushroom blocks in my car. Does anyone want them? And I'm like, I don't know what a mushroom block is, but the way all of those kids reacted, like, I think I want one. And so followed her out to her truck, and she just keeps
mushrooms in her vehicle. And
so we'll get into recycling mushroom blocks in a second, because this is the most amazing thing. But so I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, and she's like, just take them. There's some stuff online, read up. And I'm like, okay. And so I take these blocks home. I start to read up, and then I'm like, ooh, fruiting chamber. This seems fun. And I went down one of those spirals that, you know, I tend to go down to. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting on the ground with, like, this big plastic box in front of me and a Dremel tool drilling holes in the side of this plastic thing so that I can give a nice home to my future mushrooms.
So cats and mushrooms.
Mm-hmm. Cats and mushrooms. Okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
But so one of the things that came up during that talk is they're like, oh, there's this group around town that does all these things, and their next talk is on dinosaurs. And I'm like, dinosaurs? And it was the Capitol Area Food Bank. It ends up, that was their monthly chapter meeting. And so I go there, and they're like, yeah, like, we teach people about paleontology and botany and all birds and everything under the sun, with this idea of you can teach others like what you've learned.
Yeah.
Which, cool. Like, I've led training groups for multiple companies. Like, that sounds fun. And I just kind of got roped in somehow. Like, and it was just so much fun to start learning about all these things, and like this passion that I hadn't remembered in a really long time, like probably since I was in Connecticut, just kind of like lit. And I was like, I forgot how much I like science and how much I love learning about history. And there's so many of these things that are available just given by the city. I learned to finger weave, like,
say
cool.
What now?
Yeah,
Hold up.
Yeah, and you know, especially like November was Indigenous People Month, and so there were a ton of programs. And so I learned about the
City of Austin.
This is City of Austin
Like,
Public Library. You can find out about them like on Eventbrite. You can go to the Austin Public Library site and look there.
Yeah.
If you go to any like Central Texas Mycology or Master Naturalist, they all have calendars that show you all these different things. Last night I went to a thing on raptors, which was amazing. Oh, not 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 the Jurassic Park ones. So there were some Jurassic Park. We alluded to that a couple times, but like talking about vultures and eagles and owls and like fun. Here's my fun fact for the evening. When Dwight Eisenhower started the project to like build highways throughout America, one of the weird repercussions of that is the red-tailed hawk, which, I mean, you can't like go down the road without seeing a red-tailed hawk now.
There's a hawk colony right over here in Santa Ana, and we see so many different kinds. We had several red-tailed hawks that come down in the yard looking for water, looking for mice, and it's so amazing just to sit there and look at them. And they'll come down. If I get out there and I'm like, caw, and stick my arms. Like they're really gonna. They're like, you stupid human. I'm not gonna come to you. I'll go out there and
Valcor, come with her.
Wear a foul glove, and they will come down and come look at me, and it's like, give me the little side eye, like, well, can I eat you? No, you're too big. But
that dog, he looks tasty.
Yes.
When the hawks are out, we get those dogs, the littles, our little chihuahuas in the house very fast.
Yes.
But it's amazing. There's a whole hawk colony, and there, God knows how many hawk types, whatever, are over there. And I love watching them when they start doing the circling and stuff. So it's really cool.
They're so beautiful, and the whole reason their population bounced back is because highways were built with these little light posts every, so many feet that they can perch on. And then we mow along the side, which takes away all the cover for the little animals that they want to eat.
And then we run over here.
Raptors really like the live things. They're not interested. They kind of like the
thrill.
How am I going to get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
But like really fun stuff that, I had closed my mind to in corporate America. And you've seen it. I'm a workaholic. I think we all know I'm a workaholic, working on it. But, forgetting about nature and forgetting to get out there and like, I saw a reishi mushroom earlier at Ladybird Wildflower Center, and I was so excited. And I was talking to this tour guide. She's like, yeah, there's a really weird mushroom that's over there. And I'm like, ooh, reishi, that's like a really good mushroom to have.
So are you learning about what I would call, like, there's medicinal properties. And, I don't know if medicinal is a word, or just good, like, human health needs inside of certain types of mushrooms.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that Central Texas Mycology is really good about is every couple days on their social, they'll load up like a new type of mushroom. And especially if they think someone is trying to forage it, because I am not brave enough to forage yet, perfectly honest. Like, it scares the bejesus. Like, I would be the one that got that poisonous one.
Oh, okay.
And
so you're not afraid of Bigfoot or
oh no, I'd
coyotes,
be like,
but-
oh hey Sasquatch.
Yeah.
But
I'm just afraid of picking the wrong mushroom.
I have real bad luck on things like that.
Get your dog off the couch.
Grace is on the couch?
Yes.
Oh,
Crazy dog, I'm sorry. She's just standing up there like, hey,
get off the couch.
But you
But-
know,
Get in bed.
the health
In bed.
benefits of knowing all of that.
Mhm.
I mean, this goes right back to a lot
In
of
bed.
our origins. You know,
Good
of
girl.
people who were here in the pioneer days, Native American heritage, and all of that stuff, where they did forage and they
Yeah.
knew exactly what everything was. There was medicinal purposes, and in
Yeah.
the case of mushrooms, is there a higher level word to call mushrooms, or like a
So
mitochondria or something like that?
not a mitochondria.
I
So,
didn't do well in biology.
See, here's one of the things that I learned that, like, I feel like I should have learned in school at some point. But so, trees, mushrooms, fungi, all that stuff, the lichens, they're all interconnected. And there's this great book, The Secret Life of Trees, that talks about
Ooh,
this.
lichens.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing as a mushroom, or is that the
No,
genus or the species or the whatever the?
So here's the fun fact. So when we were growing up, not to give away anyone's age, there was really like you had plants and you had animals, and that was it.
Yeah.
And just recently, like when I say recently, within the past 10, 20 years, funga has got its own little grouping now,
Oh,
which
cool.
is so
Oh,
cool.
wow.
But under funga would be like your lichens, your bacteria, the different mushrooms, things like that.
Okay.
But what's really cool, and someone put this in a really interesting way for me the other day. If you think of the mycelium, which is the like little spiderwebby stuff that grows
Yeah.
underground that we never ever see unless we're like digging and we're like, what's all this white stuff? Like,
Yeah.
ew. So that's really what you would consider the tree of
Yeah.
the funga.
Yeah.
And when they decide, oh, I'm going to grow a mushroom, that's like it growing an apple or something like that. So it's like really the fruit that's popping up. So that's why you don't necessarily you don't always get a mushroom in the same place. They might travel somewhere else. They might.
We get crazy mushrooms in our backyard.
Do you get?
And
Why
I'm
have you not
going
called me
to-
over to look at them?
Just because I just now thought of it. Because
Now my feelings.
I'm like, holy shit. I'm thinking, wow, we have at least 3
Big
different
ones,
types of
tiny
mushrooms,
ones.
multiple ones.
They're
Now,
different
I thought
kinds.
They were growing out there because of the dog poop. Now we clean up our yard. We poop or scoop, but there's so many different kinds, and I
Yeah.
always I'll take a stick like a golf club and be like, "Fuck," and I knock him over the fence. I will call you the next time that there is
Or take a picture.
mushroom. Well, I'll take a picture and leave it there, but we're afraid of the dogs eating it because apparently you never know what's
What's poisonous and what's not
poisonous
poisonous.
or whatever for the dogs, and these fuckers will eat anything.
Yes.
They have eaten all kinds of nasty stuff or
Yes.
brought all kinds of things up to the porch in the house, or just eat it, and then they're puking all over our house. So
Okay.
that's why I give the
Okay.
long shot. To
Yeah,
the,
maybe if you could just take a picture next time, and
Yeah.
I can be like,
I'll take
"Hey,
a
that's
picture,
a this that, or the other thing.
or I'll dig it up and put it in a pot and go, "Come get your baby.
Come get your new friend."
baby."
I
mushroom."
could teach you how to make a spore print.
I got so much going on. I'm gonna let you be the mushroom girl.
You're retired.
I have a podcast. I'm marrying people. I'm sure I'm going to be expected to clean the fucking house all the time.
Shit,
now.
yeah. Meet me
By
at the
way, we're
door.
talking about
Make
I
dinner.
finally pulled the trigger and retired. Honestly, there's a lot of
Yay.
reasons for it. Today was my last day with this awesome company. I don't know if I can say their name, but
I wouldn't. I feel like they're kind of litigious.
yeah. They're anyway, this is a contracting company, but I work for one of the major tech companies as a project manager and a web content strategist for the past year and a half, and I enjoyed the experience and everything. But I'm getting tired, and I'm old, and my attention span. I'm getting ADHD as I get older. I'm like squirrel.
Getting it worse.
Okay, worse.
We'll
But,
get you some
know,
lion's mane. You'll be fine.
I was going to ask you about the lion's mane, but I now am able. I turned 62 last November, and so now I'm able to do it. Took it early, and most people there's a lot of people taking Social Security a little
It's
earlier
crazy
than
out
normal because people are realizing, I'd like to live a little bit longer and not have as much stress. You and I both have been in that corporate world, especially the tech industry in Austin, Texas, for many, 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 many hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And man, for me, I'm like, I'm retiring early, bye. And for you, it's like, I'm going to go search and learn about mushrooms and dinosaurs now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because you just need a break. And
Well,
so
you do.
now, I am able to go get in the car and go drive over to Navasota and see my mom because she's over there now with my brother and the rest of my family. And I can actually go see her. I mean, as she's aging, I'd love to, go be around her a lot more often. So that's one of the main reasons. Our son is about to graduate from high school this May. And he's, he's on the spectrum, he's special needs. And so we're going to have to be here for him. Yeah. And I just can't spin that many plates anymore. And so I have to be very purposeful with the things that I know that I can do. And I know I can marry the hell out of some people. I know I can do a podcast, or I can just talk the hell out of some people. And we have 5 dogs, and a cat, and a boy, and I have to mow and edge and weedy and do all the projects around the house. And I have to clean the
hit
house
mushrooms over the fence
and knock the mushrooms over the fence. So I will next time take a picture of it or stick it up, get a spade, dig it up, stick it in a pot, and call you and say, "Come get your baby." So,
come get your mushroom.
So what are you like? What's your next steps? Like, what are you going to do? Are you still kind of playing with it and figuring out your next course of a career, or just an income, or because you think this has lit something inside of you to go do something along these lines?
So first what I'll say is just advice for people, because I never took this advice. Like, take your darn vacation. If you take your vacation,
how many damn times
you don't
did we tell you this.
Yes, I know, and I didn't listen. And I'm the first person to admit, like, the thing that got me taking vacation, kid you not, was The Cure going on tour in America. And I followed the first part of their tour. I followed the last part of their tour. I went to places I'd never been before. I saw things I'd never seen before.
You had like 207 days of vacation, so you could.
Well, we technically had unlimited there, but as we can argue about, maybe it's not the best idea to take all that time off following a band when you're working somewhere, because most people don't understand it and don't realize you're still working.
It's not the culture
when you're there. But be careful. Don't take it all at once. But take vacations. Go see things around you. And I think that, like, when people look back, and it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm looking back on my life and it's been horrible. I've had an amazing go at it so far. Like, I've had a lot of fun. But forgetting to enjoy those pieces was a huge mistake. And you just get burned out. You're angry. Nobody likes you. Like,
yes.
And all you do is sit there and you complain about something that you have under your control. You can take the vacation, take the time off, and reset yourself and not work all night.
Well, it's a whirlpool, and it takes a lot of elasticity to move away from it.
Yeah.
And then go back down into it when it's time to work, and then be able to pull away from it again. And if you are the type of person who really gets into your work, I know you are.
Yes, I am.
I was until I'm not. Until I'm just like, okay,
until you're burned out.
Yeah, until you're burned out. And so that I'm doing the accordion thing. that back and forth. I think it takes its toll on you, and it's also habitual. Humans are habitual beings, and we get into our routines and whatever, and we just grind. We grind. We do the things that we're supposed to do. And we're not really here for that. Damn it. We're not here for the rat race.
Yeah.
We're not here to go get on the stupid freeway and sit in traffic for 45 minutes, even though we only live 10 miles away as the crow flies. and be mad because some idiot is not driving right, and then finally get to work and do our usual little routines.
And somebody drank all the coffee.
Yeah,
and then you have to make
the
it.
pod out of the Keurig. Selfish bastards. And then we do our thing. We get caught up in that whirlpool. We're rolling, and we're here for experience. We are on this earth for experience, and you're doing that. Yeah. I'm doing that, and we forget to just stop and learn. We forget to keep our minds open, and we get into cults, and we listen to what the other people are saying, and we go, I agree with that, and we see what that person is doing. I don't agree with that, and instead of just like going, I wonder why that person does this.
Let's talk about it.
Whatever, we're supposed to be here to learn, of course, and learn lessons. I feel like that's the reason we're on the planet, why we're incarnated as human beings. Because let me tell you, I mean, we all know, if you just go look at your life, I don't care if you're 15 years old or 80, go look at your life and see what you've done so far. We're here to learn and experience. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And you have to remember to back yourself away from the whirlpool, or you're not going to have a good experience in your life, and you're not going to become full of knowledge and just life, which is what we are doing here. Yeah. So, I'm always a big learner, and I'm always the kind of person, I mean, you know me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm always looking in the mirror and saying, how can I be better? Or, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe I said that. Yeah, my mouth.
And I'm looking in your mirror saying the same thing. How can you be better?
Yes. But, and that's why we're here. And what you're doing, what you're talking about is something. But then the stupid idiot over here, the host of the podcast, goes, well, are you going to go get a job with that?
Well,
and I'm like, no, don't ask that. Let him just be that and love mushrooms,
But the thing is,
you gotta pay the bills.
Well, to be perfectly honest, like, I do imagine myself going, back into the workforce like a normal human being. It's hard right now. Like, I'm the first person to say, like, I have sent out so many resumes. It's ridiculous. Like, and it's crazy. And the world is shuffling, and people are trying to figure, like, the number of jobs that are there and then they're not there. We were going to hire this, but now we're not going to because things are so uncertain. That part is part of it. That's a churn that you have to do, and that's fine. But I think when I do find my landing spot, whatever that is, my hope is that kind of this joy that I found learning about the world and learning about all these different things and getting to teach little kids things that you've learned, or even adults things that you've learned, like that will keep me out of that whirlpool. It will provide enough pull in this other direction of something that I really do feel I'm more meant to do. Because I like telling stories. Stories are fun.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you can tell a story and get somebody, like, really interested in something, and then they go off and they want to learn this other thing, and then they tell somebody else, like, that's how you make a difference in the world. That's, like, how you're remembered after you're gone. Like, nobody's going to remember me because I sent an email at 11 o'clock.
Well, so here's why.
Or not fondly.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry about that.
Here's why, one of the reasons why, one of many reasons why I am the black sheep of the family. Here's one of them. I went to college. I was the first one in my family, I think. I'm pretty sure between all my cousins and our generation, certainly my brother, my dad, my mom didn't go, I don't know how many uncles and aunts if they even went. So I went to college, and my dad came up at a time where you just get out there and work.
Yeah.
And so when I was, junior, senior in high school, and talking about college and all of that, and Dad was talking to Dad, and he's like, well, why do you want to go to college? Why don't you just get out there and start working? And I'm like, I'm not like you people. I'm just not like you. And it's kind of that mentality where you just get in the rat race, do the whirlpool, you start doing the thing and start working. And one of the things I had my English teacher when I was a senior tell me is that, because I was struggling and I was like, oh, we can't afford it. We're not wealthy. My mom was not wealthy, and we had to do student loans and Pell Grants and all the weird, had to fill out forms to get me to college.
Yeah.
And I was feeling pretty guilty about signing all the things and doing the entrance exams, and why even bother, especially after hearing that from my dad. And my English teacher sat down and she goes, college education is not about just another 4 years until you're in the workforce. It is a holistic way of expanding on what you've learned in school. Once you're in college, you can go take any class you want. Mm-hmm. And that really kind of set a perspective for me that made me start thinking, okay, so I can now go out there in the world. I mean, it's 4 more years, and I got to, I worked all through college, so it was not a burden financially on anybody that I was aware of. And I, had loans and paid my way through college and worked through college. But it is when they go get out of high school, and if they are not going to college, at least go find yourself. Go do some stuff.
Yeah, take a break.
Go do what you want and expand your mind. Mm-hmm. And we're so forced to get in that, to get on the train, get on the bus of here's what you do next, and here's what you do next, and here's what you do next. And we got to stop doing that. We got to stop doing that to our kids. We got to start thinking a lot more holistically about education. Now, I was from small town, rural Katy, Texas, and I had about this much. I was always, again, like stupid family, always kind of a weird thinker and all that kind of stuff. But going to college really expanded my mind. And if I hadn't gone to college, I don't know that I would be in the same position I am today. And it's because it opens up your mind to all kinds of crazy things at an advanced rate when you're still in those learning years, 18 to 22. And that's what we should be doing, is just learning all the time. And putting everything in perspective, putting the whirlpool of corporate world, the job, income, paying mortgage, having kids, having a family, all that stuff. Yeah, put it in perspective, but the individual needs to continue to learn. Yeah. And so my story there ends with, I think a lot of the time, closed-mindedness is based on not that level of education. And that's not being a college snob or a secondary education snob.
Yeah.
It's being but continue learning.
Yeah, and I think that curiosity is kind of what's missing, and I'll speak more to, I was very lucky. I had a very interesting, high school, college experience. I started out in Connecticut in what I will only call a somewhat experimental high school, where you could take archaeology and you could take all these crazy classes. And
would have been so much better in some sort of a system that's not wah wah wah, factory farmed education, projectized learning. Put them all on a project and learn it. But
it was so much.
Just is not conducive to this mindset where you're like, let me just go continue learning in my life.
Yeah, and they gave us the ability to be really curious. That's what they instilled in me. Heck, I did this amazing science experiment thing, which I probably shouldn't call it an experiment, but basically I had 3 rats, and my semester was spent, do these rats learn better to, if you give them affection, do they learn better if they have a food reward, or if you just ignore that they did the task correctly?
Yeah.
And I was I think I was a freshman in high school when I did that. That's
Good
crazy.
Good Lord.
And then when I came to Texas, I had to make up all the star and toss tests and whatever.
Oh, Lord.
And
Mm.
so my first, one, I came here and I had enough credits to graduate entering as a junior for the requirements for the state of Texas. And so they're like, okay, well, you need to take like these classes, but you have to pass these other tests. They're real hard. So, I spent days taking these stupid tests. And I remember I got called in to the principal's office, and like in Connecticut, if you got called in the principal's office, like you were in trouble.
Uh-oh.
And I was just like, oh no, like what did I do? And they were like, well, how did you get the answers for the TOS test? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I just,
what now test?
yeah, the math thing. And they're like, yeah. How did you get the answers? I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. And they're like, well, you scored like within the 5 percentile, and you shouldn't be scoring that high. And I was like, what a way to enter school with you scored too high on the
Thanks
test
for putting me in a box.
too early.
Education,
Well, and again, I was lucky, but because I had been in Connecticut, I knew a little bit about this think outside the box. And my dad always had this saying that I loved, which was like, don't ever let somebody else create a box for you. Like you create your own box. And so I found out that if you took Latin as a senior, you got to go to Italy for like super duper cheap. So I'm like, okay, I'm taking Latin, Texas government, Texas history, economics, and then I'm just going to work and I'm going to earn money so that I can go to college and do these different things.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I went to school like 2 days a week or something like that. It was ridiculous. Like I don't even know how that's allowed. But then when I went to college, I famously managed to get an Italian degree. I had enough credits to get an Italian degree accidentally. I just enjoyed Italian classes. And I took archery, and I took all the science, maths and science. And then I had the business school, businessy stuff. I didn't take the cheater math and cheater science. And I really enjoyed college, but I think it's because, like you're saying, I was like, what can I learn here?
Yeah.
And blew out my knee, accidentally ended up working for the government, where they were like, you're a coder. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And they're like, you absolutely are. And I was like, I don't think I am. And they were like, this is so cute. You think you have a choice. This is what you're going to do here as an intern. And I was like, okay, I guess this is what I'm doing here. Sounds good. And that it gave me insight into something that I had never thought I'd be interested in. And I was really good at it.
Yeah.
But as spoken before, I couldn't turn it off in my brain, and I was making myself sick. So, but I think going back to the whole education piece, I think with all this teaching to the tests and all that, I feel like that curiosity isn't taught. That idea of
they're killing
go out,
it's like one of those fire retardant blankets that you see on TV now, where you they throw it on the stove. That's what they're doing. They're just throwing that on these kids and killing any level of curiosity or whatever. And we're not talking about kids like you.
Mm-hmm.
You
I would have found a way.
Would have found a way out underneath the fire retardant blanket. But kids like my kid, or just the average kid who has an average intelligence, but he's intelligent in so many crazy ways that there's nothing he could learn from high school or from middle school or even elementary, besides the basics, that he would latch onto and love, and just go nuts with it. But he also has some learning disabilities. But, what about the people who don't have curiosity in the first place? There's that, but I think we all have it as kids, and somewhere along the way, it gets quashed. It gets pushed down by public mass production education, by poor parenting, by family situations, economic situations. I mean, you had a situation in your life where, and I think you're highly intelligent. I'm speaking to my wife now. I think you're highly intelligent, but at the same time, you don't have a lot of curiosity. And I say that to you all the time. Don't you even want to know? Nah.
Yeah, because it was pretty much beaten into me to, You're to be seen and not heard. You don't ask questions. You do what you're told.
Yeah.
And getting into the military even enforces
That,
it even
yeah.
more of,
Yeah, fall in line.
yeah, don't ask questions. You just do it. It's not your place to question why.
So you went into the military to escape your life, your
Yes.
home life. And you got to experience, like, you've been to Europe.
Yes.
I've never been to Europe. Shit.
You should go to Europe. What are you doing?
I don't know. She was supposed to take me to Italy, and she hasn't done it yet.
Oopsie.
She hasn't taken
Poland's
me.
also nice. I like to
But
give
you
a
were
quick
all over.
shout out.
All
You were
over
in
Europe.
Germany,
Yes.
Italy. I mean, you were in.
I traveled.
all over the place, and that was your education.
That was.
your college.
Yes, that was my college before I went
When
to
you were
college.
in Iraq with Desert Storm and saw shit that some of us had probably never seen or wouldn't want to see.
Yeah.
And so you got it. So it doesn't have to be college,
Mm-mm.
like, but it needs to be. It needs to be there for everybody, and it doesn't need to be, watched. It doesn't need to be pushed down or whatever. But you found a way out of it, and then you found a new world, and then you found more of what you like out there in the world,
Right.
law, and you got.
And I
into
think
that.
because I had somebody that I wanted to do better for. I wanted me to be better for.
For who?
You. You
Oh,
were the
duh.
first. You were the first.
Aw.
You know, as a single
I knew
person.
who you were talking
Yes.
I
about.
thought you were like talking about your sister.
And you're a real gem
No,
yourself,
no.
too.
You know, it's
No, but you got your, you were a police officer when I met you. You had been a police officer for 10 years right out of the
Mhm.
military and all that kind of stuff. And you just kept pushing, but you were really stuck. And when you met me, I'm sure you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have to,
no. In
I'm
fact,
going to have to now do things.
no. I wanted to do better. I wanted to do better for you, so that to meet up to you,
'Cause you're
or at least
supposed to-
close to
Well,
you.
but you're supposed to marry up, and you were already at the place to marry up. I was supposed to marry up.
Yeah, well,
So you were trying to get up to that place where I would at least be.
yeah.
But Anna didn't go to college until
My 30s.
in your 30s. Yeah, and she got a law
Bachelor's.
degree.
Bachelor's in science.
Yeah, and so
BS.
BS. Yeah, it's a BS degree.
It's a BS
But
I don't have a major, but I plan to.
but I think it's, the thing I'm trying to say is like everybody in their own time.
Yeah.
But don't stop curiosity. Don't stop opening your mind. Don't let biases and fear, phobias, hatred. I don't like that. I don't like that person. I don't like what they're wearing. Why did they change their gender? Or why are they with another man? Or why are they not married? Or why don't they have children? Or why? So what? Just let people be and get into people and listen to people. And why didn't you have a degree? And I was like, why am I dating someone without a degree? But I knew who she was on the inside. And she eventually got to the point where she was curious and wanted to go get a degree and did that. So it's that curiosity thing. I hate that happens for people, but I also think that it happens for everybody in their own time. You eventually come out from underneath, like you immediately were like, you couldn't stop me from being curious. And some people take a little bit longer time.
Well, I think also maybe it's not the fact that some people don't have curiosity, it's confidence.
Yeah.
Can I do it? Am I smart enough? So, and that's one of the things that I had to struggle with.
Yeah.
And just being by myself, it was like, I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with the monsters or, the skeletons in the closet. But when you're with somebody else, to be able to communicate well, you have to get through that. And to be able to make the relationship work, you have to get past that. And once I got past that, confidence built.
I also am a pusher, though. Like
You
push
are.
the shit out of people.
That doesn't always affect
I mean,
me.
I say this lovingly. Like we've worked together as peers. You worked for me for a while, and no matter what, like one of the reasons that I wanted you on my team, I was like, she's gonna push me to do better and be better, and Like, I remember there was one time I was like, this is good enough. And you're like, it is not. And you pointed out, like, these places where, like, I had forgotten the Oxford comma and all this stuff. And you're just like, this is not okay.
Well, that's the journalism. That's the writer.
No,
yeah.
but I would argue that if you are living your life and you can't think of 1, 2, 3, 4 people that have really impacted your life, like, go out and find them. I had a very dear friend that she's since passed away, but one of the things she's told me, because I was always very afraid to talk to people, they're like petrified. You put me at like a work event, I was like, what do I do? Drink a bourbon. Like, and she was just like, here's the secret. Everybody wants to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
If you want to know something about someone, ask them. They'll either answer or they won't.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's so simple when you hear it, but it's very hard to do. Like, if someone doesn't tell you that, you're over there sitting, holding up the bar while other people are, like, gaining this knowledge. But, like, I can think off the top of my head, like, teachers that had, like, a real impact. Like, I mean, you well know, like, my sister's been a huge influence in my life, and she pushes me more than you do. But I also think if you're pushed out of your comfort zone, like, if you're not uncomfortable, like, get uncomfortable. And that's one thing, like, with these, for me, like, going back to what I'll call school with Master Naturalists, like, I have a textbook, I have readings that I need to do, I have classroom time that I need to participate in. And I'll be honest, I was scared. Like, I did not sleep the whole night before the first time. I'm like, I hope people like me.
Did you pick out an outfit to wear?
I did. I had my outfit all picked out so that I knew I was wearing. And then actually, because life happens, it was really cold. And so then I couldn't find a sweatshirt because it does not get that cold here. But it was cold that morning. It was like 30s. And I was like, I'm freezing. So I grabbed my Central Mycology sweatshirt, which 1 is glow in the dark and 2 is safety yellow. And that's why I went to class.
There's glow in the dark mushrooms, right?
Well, there are. Yeah, okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Bioluminescence, like, if you take a black light outside, so much fun. Yeah. But don't do it in your house. But so much fun outside. But it's actually, because I asked, I was like, why do you have safety orange and safety yellow as your colors? And they're like, because if you're tromping through the forest and you're off the path, you really want people to be able to see you so they do not mistake you for something else. Like, so, yeah, safety first. Like, you know, wear a bright color. And that was just a really easy way for them to do it. But really is my most comfortable sweatshirt. And all these people were just like, who is the girl wearing, like, the 80s yellow? You got this weird girl, she's into mushrooms, like, and this is what she wore to the first day of class. And I was just like, hi. But everyone was
person to walk up to you and go, what in the hell is this shirt you got on? This is mean. And, you know, I would have been like, okay, that's my people, the weirdos over here.
But that's the thing. Everyone was really nice and really interested. Like, well, why do you like mushrooms? And then, of course, the common question of, are you into those kind of mushrooms? I'm like, from what I hear, those are really hard to grow. So, no. Like, I have oyster mushrooms and chestnut mushrooms.
Okay, so let's. All right. So you mentioned lion's mane earlier.
Yes, lion's mane is the best.
There's a lot of stuff out there, not on Temu, but from China mainly, about the lion's mane and how it helps your memory and whatever, blah, blah. But you can't just eat it. You have to eat and process it. Really?
Yeah.
And you can just eat it and your memory starts getting better.
Okay, so
can I go buy some, like, at Central Market?
I will give you some because I feel like
mane?
So that's one of the mushrooms I'm growing. And because lion's mane grows so well in my amazing fruiting chamber, I've had about,
your memory is fine.
Actually, So it's
better
good
than
for
mine, I'll say
memory,
that.
and it's also really good for like arthritis and
Mm.
joint pain and things like
I
that.
have that
So,
too.
real helpful. Like I will say, but
And you
so
just, what do? Make a tea, a tincture? Do you chew it, eat it,
I just eat
grill
it.
it, throw some
So
sauce on it?
people have given me a whole lot of different like recipes to like make all this stuff. I've tried some of it. I'll be honest. Like I tried like the lion's mane jerky and stuff like that, which sounds a-okay, I guess, but I wasn't a fan. And one of the things that happened when I was growing lion's mane is I accidentally forced my sister to get into this hobby with me, and she is a real trooper. So over the holidays, we had like 6 fruiting chambers on her porch, growing random stuff, but we didn't know what was in any of the blocks because I forgot to label the things before we took it out. This is my problem. Awkward, will not do again. But we ended up with like 20 pounds of lion's mane, and you can't eat 20 pounds of lion's mane. Like, you can try, but it's not going to happen. And so I was just like, well, what do you do? And Central Mycology people was like, dehydrate it. And I'm like, brilliant idea. So I've dehydrated so much lion's mane, it's insane.
So what are some good shrooms? Like you go and you get the white mushrooms at the store and you put them in a salad and you know, blah, blah, blah.
So I've also learned you should not be eating mushrooms raw.
Oh, I always cook mine with like butter in a pan and whatever.
So no salad.
Oh, don't put.
Yeah,
you shouldn't
do. Well, some people will argue with this. The gastrology guy who came to talk to us at one of our little meeting thingies was like, you shouldn't eat mushrooms raw. Like, it's not a real good idea.
What does it do? It gives you the toots?
Well, you don't necessarily, you don't know what it is, and it's less impactful like if you're growing it, right? Like, you know what's in there, you know what's in the block, you know what's there. If you're like picking something out of the forest, there could be bugs in there could be bacteria that you don't know or understand. Like
snake venom.
Could be snake venom. I don't know. I don't want to tell you secrets, but could happen. But you know, I am a firm believer, and for people out there that do not like slimy mushrooms, here's what I learned. If you take fresh mushrooms and you just dry saute them in a pan, so just a pan and the mushrooms, and saute them until the liquid comes out, they taste completely different. They're not going to be slimy and have that weird texture. Like, and you can freeze them afterwards, which is also brilliant. But, like, it's a much better way to go about it. Or if you're like, want it with butter, like, dry saute them first and then add the butter.
Okay.
But there's just, and I don't know what magic it is. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet, but for some reason it tastes completely different. And the only one that would argue it that is not 100% the case is lion's mane, which you should saute with sesame oil and a little bit of soy sauce. Brilliant.
Okay. So what are some shrooms if you want to have an altered state of consciousness?
I honestly don't know. And people like don't believe me.
That should have been the first thing you learned, damn it!
The other part is so fascinating. Like, and there's so much to learn because one, it's a really new science. And so there's all these different theories and no one knows for sure like what's going on. Then two, you have these mushrooms that are growing out like a block of what looks like sawdust. And I was like, well, I have to find out what that's all about. Like, what's in there? Why do these people, I said I would talk about this earlier. How do I get the mushroom blocks? So we are very lucky here in Austin. Central Texas Mycology pairs with this company that makes gourmet mushrooms here in Austin. And they have this program where Central Mycology puts it out to like 30 different locations, all the way from super high Pflugerville, all the way into San Antonio. There's different spots that you can pick these up. They ask that you donate $5 a block. On average, I would say I get between like 7 and 8 pounds of mushrooms when it's all said and done from multiple fruitings. before it stops making mushrooms again. And so for $5, I mean, you pay $5 for that little thing in Portobello's that's slimy and it's like 8 days old. Like,
Yeah.
like get fresh mushroom, just
Yeah.
grow it. It's so much more fun.
Well, so one
and
of
great
the
science
things-
experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a balance, just like life.
Just like life. Exactly.
That's a good segue to close it out. Well, so we're going to close it out. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Fyre Wimmen, or possibly Benae Women. And until next time, keep it real.